So, not very clear, but it's the only way I can play music without getting copyrighted. Now, actually, it is 1:54 p.m. I'm looking at that camera now. So, had a busy day. I had to go to work. Right, let's just get this. So, okay. Hope you're all well. This is a part 2 of our Dave Hebler. So we've got the interview that I've had about 10 of you send me that interview now. So let's just get it up a minute. What I want to do, I want to go through your comments that you've done on my live stream I did this morning, talking about Dave Hebler's interview with. Let's have a look. I do want to give the guy a mention. I'm very new to this channel, so I think you guys have been watching this channel for probably many years. So it is EP Back on Tour. EP Back on Tour. So I'm going to start watching some of his videos. I mean, it's very tough for me to find a time in the day where I can actually watch these longer videos because because of the kids. But I'm going to try. So let's just see who we got here. Okay, right. So in case you're new to the channel, guys, my name's Louis. I'm 57. I'm in Southwest UK. I'm a lifelong Elvis fan. I love defending Elvis Presley with Team Elvis. Team Elvis are a group of subscribers and members and friends, a small family that we have grown, and we all are here to defend Elvis Presley. We all have strong views. We don't always agree. Sometimes we disagree with each other, which is fine. We're here to help any new people coming in to the channel defending Elvis Presley with research, with pictures and documents, evidence, anything that just makes us understand the truth about Elvis, and so that we can defend Elvis as Elvis defenders, Team Elvis. So at least when we're trying to defend him, we have some sort of idea that we know what we're talking about. But I'm the first to admit I get my facts wrong. I am no Elvis expert. Someone tried to comment on one of my things about my knowledge of Elvis, and I'm telling you now, guys, I am no expert. I've got a lot to learn. I don't spend all my time reading Elvis books. Far from it. I don't like reading, which I've said a million times. I do a lot of reading, but I don't read hundreds of books. I research through your comments. Your comments tend to lead the way, and then I find different things on Google, and I just keep reading and reading and reading until I get my head around things. I don't even know much about Dave Hebler. I don't know hardly anything about him. I've learned more about Dave Hebler this morning than ever before. And the reason we're covering Dave Hebler is because you guys have sent me the link to that interview, which I think is a really good interview. I've already told you my views on Dave Hebler. I do have strong views about the Memphis Mafia, about the book Elvis, What Happened, which I mentioned in part 1, and we'll go through that in a minute. You guys, 100%, Team Elvis, Elvis fans, have got strong views about the book Elvis, What Happened. Dave Hebler, Sonny West, and Red West. So what we're going to do now for part 2, we're going to go through more of the comments that was on the interview, and then we're also going to go through the comments on my live stream that we did about the Dave Hebler interview this morning. So I'll quickly read your comments, and please subscribe. If you want to be a member, guys, please join up. It means a lot to me if you join. Feel welcome to join in the chat. If you've never joined in with our chat before, feel welcome. We will make you welcome. You are very welcome to join us. And of course, many of you are just waking up. So I know that what's the time here? It's basically 2 p.m. So for many of you, it's going to be the morning. So good morning to you if you're just waking up, morning. And you're all around the world, guys. obviously I'm in Southwest UK. Many of you are in America, Australia, Canada, London. You're all over the place. You're all over the place. It's definitely a worldwide live stream, which we're very proud of. So let's read some comments, and then we're gonna. Oh yeah, so I wanted to start off with a gospel song, and I am a Christian. It's funny because this morning I bumped into an old friend of mine, and he is a preacher or a priest, and we prayed together. This was when I went to work this morning. So I wanted that song kept coming to me, how great thou art, and I wanted to play that song. So I hope you didn't mind a bit of that kind of music this morning. Right, so I know that my family, my wife and my kids are going out in about an hour. So I thought we could do a nice long live stream, chat about a few different things. And then I was going to go for a run, maybe walk the dogs, stuff like that. That's my plan for today. Nice, easy day. But I did go to work this morning for about 2.5 hours. And I've sorted the problems I had at work. So we've got Jane, Philomena, and Lorraine. Lorraine looks like she's going. So bye, Lorraine. Take care. Have a great day. Or should I say, have a nice night's sleep. Happy birthday for yesterday. So Chris is with us. Yeah, it does. It gives you the chills. I know it wasn't a great quality, but it gives you the chills, wasn't it? Good morning, everybody. Love listening to Elvis Gospel, especially on Sundays. Yes, the day is very appropriate. So what else we got here? Deborah doesn't care for Dave. Nor does Linda. So it's 7:50 a.m. in Missouri. This is Deborah. Chris, it's 9 a.m. on the east coast of USA. Hi, Chris. Let's have a look. Deborah. Right, she's just saying hello to Jane. Yeah, we love a bit of gospel. Do you know what? I might listen to some gospel when we finish the live stream. I'm going to listen to some because I really enjoy it. So Vibex, Rhonda, I am one of your subscribers. Rhonda. So Rhonda Davis. Are you so hi Rhonda, but I don't think this is Rhonda from Presley Mania. Vibex, is it? I don't think it is. It could be. Yeah, I thought that. Rhonda has joined us before. You know that I always welcome Rhonda and Shauna. I love it when they join us. Okay, right, let's have a look. Just make sure I've got no messages from you that I need to double check on. Right, I just want to very quickly just welcome the most recent members, which I do like to do every now and then. So we have got Elaine and Shirley Jory and Richie Boy. So obviously, guys, be members. Come on, join the club. No pressure. I still love subscribers just as much as the members. Let's have a look. Right, so I'm going to click on this morning's live stream. And then we're going to start reading your message. I think Elaine has already pre-warned us that she has messaged. She's commented quite a lot on it. And I think I did quickly flick through these and read them. So we did this, I don't know, was it 3 hours ago? I'm going to read them as I go. Now, I warn you, I haven't read them. So I've flicked through them. That's all I've done. Betsy. I read it when it hit the shelves. I hated it. So we're talking about the Elvis book, Elvis What Happened. I read it when it hit the shelves. I hated it. It was vicious, and it was obvious that it permanently created a picture of Elvis that disregards the wonderful things Elvis did for them. Even Anne Margaret, in her interview on the Charlie Rose show, she said all those guys that were around Elvis wrote books, and after Elvis did so much for them, people also disregard the lawsuits people brought against Red that he manhandled fans and was an unnecessarily rough. He was a bully. This is Red West. Sonny was kinder. Lisa said those slithering B word took away his dignity, and I hope they all burn in. Thank you, Louis. Okay, that's Betsy. So then we have Elaine. Elaine, are you on? You're on. Right. Hi, Elaine. Now, Elaine, she knows her stuff. She has strong opinions. And let's hear what she's got to say. Elaine, are you ready? Are you ready? Hi, Linda. Hi, Philomena. Hi, Vibex. Right. There is an audio series on YouTube of the book if you want to listen to it as it's in chapters. Yeah. I can listen to like 15 minutes of a chapter, but then I get bored. I get bored easy, Elaine. I need like 10 minutes. Read that, watch that, and then I'm like, ugh. Even the Dave Hebler interview, which I found very interesting, by the way, I do get bored. So I watch it in bits. Probably, I think I watched it in 3 lots of half an hour, and I was okay. Right, so Margaret. Is Margaret there today? Let's have a look. Margaret, are you there? So Margaret always gives really good comments. Louis, I made several comments on the channel to Hebler. And Margaret, I will, if you're watching this later, I am going to jump over to the actual video and read the comments. I made several comments on the channel to Hebler. I pointed out discrepancies he was stating. As he stated them, he turned down Parker's offer to buy his book because they wanted revenge. Okay. And many of you think that, guys. Many of you think it was all about revenge. Elaine replies, Parker was trying to stop the guys going ahead with the book because he knew what was in it was factual and didn't want it to affect his client, Elvis, as people will then go to Parker and say, why don't you stop this from happening? Right. Straight away, Elaine, I love you, Elaine, but I definitely will not accept that that book was factual. 100%. As an Elvis defender, as a person who runs the channel defending Elvis Presley with Team Elvis, no way do I agree that that book was factual. No way. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that parts of that book are not true. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I would never call that book factual, ever. That book was done out of anger and bitterness. It was. And I accept there are also many other reasons why that book was written, not just anger and bitterness, but that's my response to that. Right, let's have a look. I'm going to read all the comments, so I want to be fair to Elaine, so I'm going to read all her comments. Yeah. As for Joe, right, the Joe Esposito thing, I'm learning about this situation with the racquetball venture. Many of you have mentioned it to me. Many of you. As for yeah. No, but right, Elaine. Now, Elaine, I'm not trying to argue with you. Even the bits that you think are factual, I dispute it. I dispute it. I will only believe, really, it's pretty hard for me. I will only believe the things that come out of Elvis's mouth or someone that was very close to Elvis, that Elvis trusted, that said it when he was with Elvis. I won't believe it if it's coming out of Mark Hebler's mouth, Sonny West's mouth, or Red West's mouth. I won't say it's 100% factual. That is how I defend Elvis. Yeah, it's just the way I am. Now we can have our hearsay, we can have our opinions, we can have secondhand interviews, secondhand books, secondhand like just things that have been mentioned in other, documentaries, biographies, but I won't count it as fact or truth. I won't discount it either. I'll say, okay, maybe that's what I'll do. Yeah, it's okay, Elaine. Look, guys, Elaine, I want us to have different views. I want that to happen, because if all of you are just going to agree with me, then it's not very good, is it? I think we'll get we'll get nearer to the truth by us all having our different views, and we just try and get a balanced view on it and come to what we think is nearer to the truth than what we're all being spoon-fed. That's what I think. I always disagree respectfully, and don't worry, Elaine, I have all the time in the world for you. Isn't that in the book, The Time Machine? Do you know The Time Machine? Do any of you like the book Time Machine? We have all the time in the world. Right. I'm guzzling my cup of tea down. Let's have a look. Right, we're in no rush, guys, so we can go through this. I am warning you, the kids may jump on me and attack me. But even if they do, don't worry, because they're going out in a minute. Right, let's keep going. Let's have a look. My God, you sent loads of messages really quickly. Right. Let's catch up your messages. Chris. Hi, Chris. Never read the book and no desire to. Can't say if it's fact or not. I know that the book isn't just negative stuff. I know this. I've read bits of it because there is audio book, and it's completely free on YouTube. Hi, Aurora. There's an audio book on YouTube, and if you want to listen to it, I've listened to it about three chapters of it. I think I've listened to. I might listen to another one today when I'm walking the dogs. Right. So Linda, I don't accept it was all facts. Definitely not. Right. Vernon wrote about this in his letter I sent you. Yeah. All right. Okay. Right, Vibex, let's have a look. Let's go to your email. Let's find it. I probably won't find it now. Now, I have read this letter before about a few months ago. Let's have a look. Let's try and find the Beck's email. It's quite, I remember it's just one page, isn't it, the Beck's? The Beck's, you may have to resend it me. See, sometimes these things go into spam, don't they? Let's have a look. Let's see if it comes up. Yeah, it's not coming up. The Bex, can you resend it me? Is it possible? Definitely not coming up. Let me just see if I took a picture of it. Sometimes I take pictures of letters to read at another time. Let's have a look. I'm just looking now. No, it's definitely no. Just could you mind, Vibex? Do you mind resending it? Is that okay? Thank you, and I'll read it out. Right, let's keep going. So we'll just go through the comments, and then I'm going to start reading some. She just sent it. Right, thank you. That was quick. Right, let me just. Right, okay. It's a bit blurry, but I'm going to give it a go. Let's have a look. Thanks, Vibex. Isn't that amazing that you can send me something while we're talking? Let's just find that. Modern technology. Right. Amazing. Oh, all right. It is a bit blurry, but I'm going to try. So this is what Vibex just sent me with the joys of modern technology. It's not a love letter. Right. I'm zooming in, Vibex. I'm zooming in. Dear Louis, I love you so much. Can we get married? What are you doing? I'm married already. Right. I'm going to put some water in my tea. Right, let's top my tea up. Okay. Warm it up in there. Oh, you can't beat a nice cup of tea, guys. Nice cup of tea. 10 more seconds. 10 more seconds. How great thou art. Okay. I can't leave you. Right, here we go. Right. Let's have a peek. Carolyn, it's not that bad, honestly. Some of it we already know. Yes, I sorry, Vivek. Right. So it says here, Vernon Presley. It gives 3764 Elvis Presley Boulevard, Memphis, 38116. Dear friends, recently we've been receiving a lot of letters about books written by former employees and articles concerning its overseas papers. There seems to be a little distortion here. Right, let me just check your messages. Actually, I'll read this so it's more fluid. It doesn't seem worthwhile to try to go through all the many ridiculous allegations in this little exposed retell it all. Why give something of this nature merit it doesn't deserve? I mean, I'm guessing that Vernon was very upset with what has gone on to write this letter. Surely these men aren't so paranoid as to keep an arsenal of weapons on our account. These men were fully aware and why they were dismissed. We are still in several legal cases over scuffles and fights that the West Boys had with fans. Of course, there were several problems with their work, but this was discussed with the hoping they'd shape up. This didn't help, and they were simply dismissed. No fuss or fight. After all, Elvis could have felt hurt to that it's hard to read. Suppose good friends would rely on his loyal nature to keep them employed. He too could have written the shocking real story of his friends and private life. Well, I get that, because they were very naughty as well, weren't they? Without lying, and made their book look like Mary Poppins. There's certainly been enough offers from people who knew them well with facts that would fill a few volumes. We want to thank you all very much for all your concern, support, and assurance of loyalty. Please don't worry, though. These sort of petty things done for ulterior motives, whether greed or pseudo revenge or justifying a guilty conscience, never really prosper. Psalms 37. Again, we do want you all to know we appreciate all your concerns and prayers at all times. Thank you. So from Vernon Presley. Thanks for Bex. Really interesting. So it does give you a feel of how Vernon saw things. My guess is this was also written before Elvis passed. Is that correct, Vibex? Pretty sure it was. So, right, let's just try and get some of your comments before I start reading the other comments. Have a look. I'm only a fan of Elvis. I put nobody on a pedestal. Elaine, it depends what kind of pedestal, doesn't it? Because often, if you're talking about how much I admire Elvis as a human being, I definitely put him on a pedestal. Now, if you're talking about if I think Elvis can do no wrong and if I whitewash Elvis, no way. I am the first to accept that Elvis made mistakes. Elvis also was unfaithful. And that Elvis, the life that he led with the Memphis Mafia, how he would go away regularly on the film sets, on the tours, and I'm the first to admit Elvis had hundreds of girlfriends. Well, maybe not hundreds, but dozens and dozens of girlfriends. And I'll pick out the negative things that I think Elvis has done from the 1950s right until the day he passed. But I tell you what, the more I look into it, there isn't much. There isn't much. We can bring up the fact that he had a lot of girlfriends, may have also been unfaithful, may have got carried away with prescribed medication and painkillers, uppers and downers. But what else is there to say? What else? I can't think of anything else. If he had a bad temper, so what? Don't we all? So I don't put Elvis on a pedestal in that way. I actually think he's very, very human. Very human. There's many things that I've learned about Elvis that really make me understand how much of a human he was. So I only hero worship Elvis when it comes to his talent, his beauty, his talent. I love a lot of his films as well. I love watching Elvis on film. I love the religious side of him. I love the spiritual side of him. I love how generous and amazingly kind he was, how good-hearted he was. Yes, I put him on that pedestal. But then I do see the negative side as well. This is why when I talk about Priscilla, this is why I'll jump in there and try and be fair. Because sometimes you guys don't like it when I'm trying to be fair to Priscilla. The reason I'm trying to be fair is because Elvis was no angel. I won't whitewash Elvis. So I personally don't think I put Elvis on a pedestal. But I will say this, Elaine. I say it respectfully, that there's many things that you may see as truth that I won't. Many things. There's many things that you may see as truth from your own research that me and probably many Elvis fans will not agree that they're your truth. Sometimes we get a bit defensive when people disagree with us. That's completely natural. Look at me. If someone doesn't agree with what I'm saying, I quickly jump up and try and defend myself. I think it's very natural for me to jump in there and try and get my point of view across. Doesn't mean I'm right. It does not mean I'm right. I could be wrong. But I do have my version, just like you have your version. And then we have to respect each other's versions. And then we have the Team Elvis and Elvis fans are bringing out their versions. So we've all got all different versions. Yeah, all coming in. Not just from us and from Elvis fans and from books. And it's also from documentaries, biographies, from movies, from interviews. It just goes on and on. So we are always going to have different views. Now, do we get Elvis fans that completely put Elvis on a pedestal and can't see that he's done any wrong? Yeah, we definitely do. We definitely do. I see it all the time. But we also get very critical fans that do try and see both sides of the coin. And I think, Elaine, you're one of them. Tracy is a great one. She's not on today. Tracy does try and see both sides of the view. She's an Elvis fan. She's not a Priscilla fan, but she will try and see both sides of the story and try and be fair. And if there's one thing that stands out on my channel with Team Elvis defending Elvis Presley, is I do try and see both views. I do. I want us to be fair. It's so important to me. Because if I don't think we're being fair, then I think we failed. So we have to be fair. We have to see the good and the bad in everyone, whether it be Priscilla or Elvis or the Memphis Mafia. So, maybe Elaine thinks Dave Hebler's a good guy and respects him. Maybe that's your right. So, anyway, I'm waffling. Let's have a look. Carolyn, I'm with your mum. Gave her a copy of the book. I just can't bring myself to read it. I don't know. It would be... Do you know, I've heard that a lot of the things in the book are actually quite kind, quite nice. My dog's trying to get in. Let me just let the dog in. All right, come on, in you come. In you come. Right, let's keep the dogs happy. Now the dogs are home. Right, let's have a look. Jane, Elvis Presley, the best forever. Right, let's have a look. Exactly right. Honestly, the guy's book isn't scary to read. Don't think you are betraying Elvis if you read it. Yeah, I've heard there's a lot of good things in that book. I have. That's me being honest. Sonny says himself that the book was written out of anger. Yes, he does. And we've all watched that interview. We've all watched it. It's a very uncomfortable watch. It's awkward to watch. It's all over YouTube, all over social media. I've seen the letters from Vernon, so I know which one it is. But it is interesting to read that letter out and see Vernon's point of view. And he's talking on behalf of his son, isn't he? I hear, Elaine. I will probably read it one day. I'm just not looking forward to some of the nasty stories about Elvis that sticks in my head. Fair enough, Carolyn. Fair enough. Karen, it's not that bad. It's honestly something that we already know. Yeah, a lot of it is already out there. So, Elaine, let's have a look. Sorry, it jumps up. It's so annoying when it does that. Let's have a look. Let's just go to the comments. The guys blame Vernon for not addressing that Elvis was taking too many meds, more than he needed to. So Vernon hated the guys. No one lost. But I mean, unless I just haven't read it properly, I haven't heard the guys call the tablets, the pills he was taking, meds. Did they call them meds or did they call them drugs? Because when I was listening, it was always drugs, drugs, drugs. So there's a difference, isn't there? There's a difference. Put me right, guys, if I'm wrong. So Vernon did not read the book. So how? Well, I don't know how you could know that, Elaine. Hunt, sorry, I don't know how you could read that Vernon did not read the book. That is speculation, honestly. He's referring to the Pushers as fans as they sued Elvis. I read that Elvis received a copy of the book before it was released. So I don't agree with that. If they thought Elvis didn't listen to them and hoped if they thought Elvis didn't listen to them and hoped if he read on paper their concern, they should have wrote a personal letter, not a public. But I agree. Linda, I'm completely on your side there. Let's have a look. Linda, so why would Elvis listen to a public book? Agreed. Thank you. I agree with you, Chris. They did not have the right. I agree. These are supposed to be friends, especially Sonny West and Red West, even more Red West. You don't write a book like that ever under any circumstances. It was done for money. They got a percentage of the sales. It was about money and bitterness and anger. Anyone that thinks this was to stop Elvis taking medication, I just think you're wrong. Right. Don't forget, he was very, very unwell by this time. Linda says scare tactics, thinking they would be rehired. Who knows? There's a possibility that they were offered their jobs back, isn't there? I've heard that, and they refused it. I think they saw big dollars. I think they saw big money coming in from that book. I actually don't think they would have gone back. I think they were so angry and upset and just saw everything from their point of view, completely forgot all the good that Elvis did for them and their families. The lifestyle Elvis gave them, the good that Elvis did for them, all went out of the window. So let's keep going. He called them basically liars. They lied. I think they exaggerated some things. I think, of course, some of the things are true. I also think that the whole, how can I explain it? I just think that the people that published the book exaggerated many things to sensationalize the book so it sold more, to make more money. I do believe that. And maybe they were surprised that how much they sensationalized it. I think Dave Hebler, I always call him Mark. Dave Hebler and Red and Sonny, I do think they were surprised what was in the book once it did get released. Yeah, and the backlash they got, I think, probably completely shocked their world. And I also believe they spent the rest of their lives regretting writing that book. I really do. But I still think some of the anger and resentment remained until the day they died. You guys have told me that Sonny West clearly regretted, and at the end of his life said that he regretted that book ever being released. And, you know, come on, let's face it, guys. They've had hate for 40 years, haven't they? Over 40 years. So Elvis was more reclusive in the latter years. So the guys could not talk to him. So the only way was to write the book and to make him see it was their only way of communicating. I'm keeping an open mind. I'm never going to agree with that. Elaine, I'm sorry. I agree that he could be reclusive. I am never going to agree that because they couldn't talk to him, they wrote a book. Nah, I'm not falling for that one. Yes, they were angry and they were fired. All I can say is please do your research, and there is as much controversy surrounding this. Well, the only research people can do, Elaine, is read the book, isn't it? That's all they can do. I've only read 3 chapters, but I've been sent loads of information about that book from thousands and thousands of comments that have referred to that book many, many, many times. And I'm telling you now, they should not have written that book. They should not have written that book. It was wrong. They weren't going to fix Elvis with that book. They say that his photo did not do him justice. Right. Yes, they were angry. They were fired. The research, and there was so much. They say that his photos did not do him justice. Do you mean like because of how good looking he was? We all had different perspectives. Yeah. And that, Elaine, that's okay. We got different perspectives on things. That's completely fine. Isn't that why we're here, to debate? Right, let's have a look. A fact some leave out, as he does. Red West, Elvis literally gave Red an acting career. We know about this. He was doing these bit parts in these movie roles and these through the 60s. And yes, Red West went on to be an actor, didn't he? And did quite well, I think. He was in the movie Dirty Dancing. He was in Safe Haven. Yeah, Safe Haven is a brilliant film. I think it's on Netflix. Brilliant film. He was in so many other movies because of Elvis. He did a lot of film work. He did. He gave Elvis a career. Elvis gave everyone a career. Come on. Not just bodyguards and ex-friends, girlfriends. Anyone that knew him had a career from Elvis. We will never be convinced that the book was written out of concern for love. I agree. Linda, I'm with you. Hope I have not upset anyone. It's just my opinion and perspective. I have read the book. Elaine, of course not. But I would say this, Elaine. Sometimes you have very strong views on things. You really believe what you're saying to us. And I do think you base a lot of it on your own research that you've done. And I know that you do extensive research, Elaine. You're a very, very intelligent woman. But I will say this to you. Why do so many people disagree? Yeah, this is what I would say. If your views, you're getting many people disagree with you. Yeah. Why? I would ask why. I'd be like, what are they researching? Why do people think? I'll give you an example. When before I became defending Elvis Presley channel, and Elaine, I'm saying this to you with respect, yeah, because I have done this. I run my channel. It was called Louis' World of Elvis, and I did loads of mini documentaries and mini shorts, thousands of them, had millions of views, millions and millions of views all around the world. My channel was massive. But I would get regular comments talking about Priscilla, talking about the Memphis Mafia, talking about ex-girlfriends, talking about Colonel Tom Parker. And it made me think, it made me realize I may be wrong about things. It made me go, I need to listen to what the Elvis fans are saying to me. And instead of getting my back up and standing my ground, it made me go, I'm going to have to look into this more. And and my advice to Elaine is anything that someone is disagreeing with you on, I'm not on about me, I'm on about other Elvis fans. If they're so passionate that they feel they want to disagree with you to that degree of passion, I would relook. I would try and see why do they feel that way, and this is what happened with me with Priscilla, and the Memphis Mafia actually. I felt a bit blinkered, and I said, right, I'm being a bit too stubborn. I'm going to relook at my views, and once I started relooking at everything and doing my own research, I started realizing that I was wrong. I was wrong. I admit it now to you guys, now here, live on the live stream. I was wrong about Priscilla. I was wrong. Yeah, I was wrong about some of the Memphis Mafia. I really liked Red West. I was wrong. And all of us need a bit of that. All of us need a bit of climb down and to relook at our opinions and listen to people, listen to the other Elvis fans, and bring our views up to date. And I've just watched the most recent interview with Dave Hebler that to me looks like it happened. Did it happen at Elvis Week? I'm not sure. It was only published 2 days ago, was it? Or maybe even 1 day ago. And I tell you now, I see quite a bitter man, still quite angry, no regret. And this is 7 years after. Is that right? And I've just watched that interview. I've watched the rest of it today when I came home, and I didn't see a man that the Elvis fans are going to forgive. I saw a man that made things worse. I'm a very forgiving person, but that interview, he made things worse. That's just my opinion. Right. Where are we going? True friends would have spoken face to face, by telephone, maybe even writing a personal letter if they were so concerned about his drug use. You do not accept payment from publishers. Tracy, I'm on your side. Right, I'm on your side, 100%. And I speak as someone who lost his best friend last year. So, and my best friend made a lot of mistakes. Yeah. So, we will never convinced that the book was written out of concern or love. Right. So let's keep going down. Mary did not know that about Rebel. Let me scroll down a bit further. I want to get on and read some of your comments, guys. But I do feel I should read your comments, because I think it's there. I think your comments are important to you, especially on this subject. I think. Right. So let's just keep going. Sorry, the comments just keep jumping out. It's blooming irritating. Right. So Jean, hi Jean. Jean says, I just got finished watching the video on Dave, and I think he's still kind of ignorant. I agree. I didn't like the way he came across, guys. But in some ways, I felt sorry for him as well. I did. Yeah, he's made a few good films, hasn't he? Tracy, Red has a lucrative career in show business, and due to Elvis's opening the doors for him, he even recorded a few of Red's songs. Red made royalties from that. Yeah, I love it. That song, I See a Change Coming to My Life. I love that song. Red wrote some beautiful songs. I wish I could play it, but I'd get copyrighted, which is a damn shame, because I'd love to play that song. That is one of my favorite songs, Red West's song. But it's much too late. I love it. Love that song. And Elvis loved it as well. It's clear if you go back and find that song, it's called Separate Ways. It's all over YouTube, all over TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. It's beautiful. And it does make you think of Priscilla. It does. But he could have been singing about Linda, couldn't he? Right. After Vernon fired them, Elvis didn't communicate with them again, except for a single phone call that Red West secretly recorded. Elvis was made aware that they had plans to write their book. Come on, guys. I can ask you this. Should Red West have recorded that phone call secretly? Now, it's a beautiful phone call. A beautiful phone. When I say beautiful, I don't mean you get to hear Elvis's voice, and you get Elvis trying to be fair and diplomatic, and he's being friendly. He's showing a lot of respect. He's being very understanding. This is why I call it a beautiful phone call. But the phone call to me was cruel on Red West. Red West should not have been recording that phone call. And the fact that Red West recorded the phone call speaks volumes to me. Speaks volumes. Should never have been recorded, ever. Am I glad that we can hear it and listen to it as Elvis fans who love and adore Elvis? Of course I am. But should never have been recorded. Yeah, Deborah, I'm pretty sure they didn't call them meds. They called them drugs. This is what the tabloids do. They do it on purpose because it sells papers. It sells magazines. Let's have a look. There is no reason to write a book about Elvis. It's Teresa. Elvis did in his life. It's nobody's business but Elvis's. There was no reason to hurt Elvis. They should all look at themselves. Teresa, I agree. Fully agree with that, Teresa. Right, let's have a look. I also think, this is Tracy, I also think that they could see his health deteriorate and knew their job wouldn't be there forever. No loyalty towards Elvis at all, even after all they gave him. I agree. And don't forget, they all knew that when Elvis calms down, he brings them all back in. Elvis always fired them and brought them back in when he calmed down, always regretted it. But this time, Red West he even admits it in interviews. He dug his heels in and said, this time I'm not going back. He dug his heels in. He even says in the interview, and I've watched it, I'm going to go and write a book. Red West's own words, you guys will have seen it. Red West says, I knew this time I wasn't going back and I'm going to write a book, tell the world. He says it, maybe not in those exact words, but you get the drift. Okay. Let's have a look. Right, so Linda, the author of the book, wrote for a gossip column. Yeah. Teresa, the guys wrote the book when Elvis was alive. This makes me take it more seriously. All the rest of the books after he died and when he could not challenge them. Rhonda, if your job gives you access to people's private homes, private lives, and honor their integrity, to not share it, info in, I agree. Rhonda, yeah. Teresa, those are not friends. Don't do that to you. Elvis was a good to all of them. They would be nothing without Elvis. Yeah. Teresa, I'm on your side. 100% agree. This is my opinion, I'm not speaking for you guys. Catherine Bertrand, when Dave said he flew to Vegas to confront Elvis so he could fire him to his face, was very vengeful. Why did Dave casually mention that he had a gun on him when he got to the doctor's house? Okay, I'm not completely sure about that, Catherine, but thanks for sharing that. Is it Kate? Kate, I hope you're well. Love your messages, Kate. Hi, Louis. I'm going to have to sleep. I'm really late. It's nearly midnight. Enjoy your live streams. Sweet dreams, Lorraine. Let's have a look. Where are we? So Teresa's never going to read the book. I understand that. I will read it. I'll read it in chapters. When I'm walking the dogs. The lawsuits Vernon said they were going through at the same time could be Elvis's divorce from Priscilla. No, I don't think it is, the Bex. I think some of the Memphis Mafia, some of the bodyguards, had hurt people. Is that right? You help the Bex here. And there was a few lawsuits about people getting hurt. But if I'm wrong, let me know, guys. You know I'm no expert. Okay, let's keep looking. I'm going to send you right, Elaine, I'm going to send you something, Louis, later, which you will find very interesting and really open my eyes. I need to find it, so we'll need. Yeah, that's Elaine. You know, I love being sent things, and I'm happy for people to try and change my mind. I'm always open for that, always. But Elaine, I ask you to rethink your own thoughts as well and listen to some of these comments, and in case your mind could be changed as well. Maybe you want to change your mind. So, and I say that with respect. So Dave was at the Memphis theatre during I heard that, yeah. The Memphian, yeah, I know about the Memphian. I've done a few videos about the Memphian. So, right, let's just see. Dave did interviews with the Spa guy about a year ago, and I think I might have watched. Chris, thank you for that. I think I've watched a few of them. I will try and find them again. It was said that Elvis flew out of town and had his father fire the guys. Yeah, I heard about that. Right. So Elaine, I got Separate Ways when it first came out on vinyl. Oh, I love that song so much. It's one of my. Obviously everyone knows "If I Can Dream" is my number one song. I like "Just Can't Help Believing." I like "Separate Ways." There's other ones that I like. Just let it come back to me. Right. Linda, you're right. You don't record a private conversation. My God, my friend Nick, if I recorded him, the things he would say, he'd strangle me. The Three Amigos had multiple lawsuits against them. Elvis, due to them being very heavy-handed and assaulting fans. I was also not the first time they had been warned beforehand by their employer. Yeah, I believe that, definitely. I totally agree that he should never have recorded the phone call. This is Elaine in saying that didn't. Yeah, and even the Anita phone call with Anita Wood. We love it, don't we? We love listening to it. And he calls her an old nag. We love listening to Elvis's voice. And we love a real conversation like the one that Anita has with Elvis. One of my favorite things I've listened to be honest. But we still know it shouldn't have been recorded. We still know it's wrong. Right, let's go. Right, I think we've caught up. Let's have a look. The claim that they were broke, why the hell did they not save their generous bonuses Elvis gave them after every tour? They blew through their money. Everybody wrote a book about Elvis. Elvis died, not fair to Elvis. Elvis can't defend himself. That's why we're here, Teresa. Let's have a look. These were grown men. They should have had responsibility with money. Good point, Carolyn. Apparently, they broke a fan's arm and they assaulted him in Lake Tahoe. Elvis didn't need to tolerate that kind of behavior. I agree. Elvis would have hated that. Elvis, and so would have Vernon. I think Elvis and Vernon were protective towards the fans. Gladys was as well, wasn't she? Yes, Elvis had lawsuits because of them. They were roughing the fans. Oh, I've heard that many, many times. Many times. Right, let me try and read some of these comments. Okay. I'm going to jump over to the video because we've been on an hour now. So I've got to go walk the dog soon. But I thought I'd like to just read some more of the comments that came in from the actual video itself, the actual interview. Got to find the blooming thing now. Right, let's have a look. Here we go. Right, we have read some already. Let's have a look. Right, here we go. So we got from McCrider. The guy is not telling the truth. That's easy to see. He is very bitter. All three guys were mad assholes. No, mad as hell. Sorry, mad as hell over being fired. Now, here believes they wrote the book with 95% good things about Elvis. I hope you're resting in peace, Elvis. We miss you so much. Right, let's next comment. Dave, right. This is Kirkley. Dave still sounds so bitter and defensive. It seems clear that they wrote the book as payback. We'll show him, type of thing. Not to mention a chance to make some money. The thing they never could have known was that Elvis would die right around the same time as the book came out. Yeah, there's no way they expected that he was going to die 2 weeks later. Bad timing for Red, Sonny, and Dave. Yes, it was bad timing, and they got a lot of hate for it. One said 40,000 letters the next day, the day it came out. Just to Dave. So many fans associated the two events together, i.e. the book helped lead to Elvis's death. I agree. Same with the second divorce settlement. Elvis was no saint, and I think most things in the book have been corroborated as true. Okay, well, this is what Elaine has said, but I'd want to see the proof. But I wish Hebler would admit it was no attempt to help Elvis because he cared for him. Right, there we go. I'll read that bit again. I wish Dave Hebler would admit it was no attempt to help Elvis because he cared for him. I agree. Come on, they never wrote that book to get Elvis to stop taking his pills. He says it here. He was pissed, hurt, and angry, as was Red and Sonny. So they went after him, plain and simple. And that is a good comment. That is Kirkley Thomas. Great comment. Great comment. I completely agree with it as well. Right, let's just quickly read some more comments. Elaine, if they were fired or cutting down on expenses, why did Elvis hire more bodyguards after? Why did he keep on spending, bought cars for Ginger and her family and promised work in the house? Well, that's very good points. Very good points. But doesn't that make you think, Elaine, doesn't that just make you think that they were fired because they were hurting people? Does it make you think that? Everybody have a blessed... All right, Deborah's off. Are you off? Are you, Deborah? Or are you just saying hello to everyone? I heard once one of the main reasons they were fired was because Elvis could not afford keeping everybody working for him. And I've heard that as well. I don't know if that's true. But Bex talks about the divorce settlement. I don't think the lawsuit was the divorce settlement, even though that was going on at the same time. I think it was with these bodyguards. Right. So Linda, bye Louis, bye Team Elvis, making Sunday roast for guests coming for dinner. See you. Yeah. Bye Linda. All the best to you. Thanks for joining in today. Have a great day. Enjoy your Sunday roast dinner. Say hello to your family from me. No wonder Lisa Marie had no time for them. She probably read everything that they ever said and wrote about her dad. She also knew how they were all behind the closed doors and if they were not lily white. Yeah, and I've seen the interviews with Lisa Marie that they were all up to no good. They were doing much worse things than Elvis, taking more. They were taking street drugs, recreational drugs. They were all being unfaithful. I thought you'd already gone. Okay. I'm going to finish up here. I'm going to go walk dogs.
I might have a roast and Rosa might end up coming back.
Yeah, well, that's all right. That's fine.
But time is in Asda now, so I'm essentially not as much as
yeah, but okay. It's fine. Right, guys, I think I'm going to go because I want to walk the dogs now. It looks like it might rain, so I'm going to walk the dogs. So I just want everyone to know that, quite a hot topic. If I've disagreed with anyone, I apologize. If I've upset anyone, I definitely don't mean to. I fully respect everyone's views, everyone. Yeah, no matter what they are. So I'm going to have to go and walk the dogs. I've really enjoyed it. We've had a good hour, a good discussion. I love it when we debate. It's okay that we disagree with each other, guys. It's okay. And it's okay that we see things from different points of view. It's okay that we just have a different take on things. That's fine. And the more we debate, listen to each other, the nearer we get to the truth, in my opinion. Thanks, guys. All the best. Sending you all love. Have a great day. And I'll be back on later. I'm going to walk the dogs, maybe go for a run, and then we'll come back for a chat. Thanks, guys. All the best. Take care. All the best. I'll give you a wave.